So, at one point, I kind of like doing a meditation, and the themes that kept coming up was like, I don't even know how to say this energy's fucking name. Like Chiron, Charon, the ferryman for the underworld that, you know. And I was thinking, like, about how the only people who could go through the river Styx was like Hercules and Hades. And then how like death is usually a representative of not just like life ending, but endings in general. And so I started thinking, you know, about in a transition phase, then you would be risking crossing the river Styx, because if you go in there, you're technically a lost soul. But there are like divine ones that can bring lost souls out of where they're lost, which sometimes they already have their divinity before they go in there, or sometimes they get their divinity from their time in the river, like Hercules did, because he didn't have his divinity until he went to go save his girlfriend, Meg. Her name is Meg. Um, I don't even know what reference that was. Ah, Ping. My name is Ping. uh, I be forgetting shit. But like, I was just thinking about it, and it was just like sometimes you really do have to go into the river because you need to access your divinity, and sometimes it's cut off. And I was thinking about how like Hercules drank the freaking poison from the bottle that Hades created, and there was a last drop that was left. And when I was like thinking about this earlier today, I was thinking about how like sometimes what's being taken isn't it, it's not about you drinking poison, it's about people drinking your energy. And sometimes all you need is one last drop of energy left, which that's what he had, one last drop of divinity left that was left behind when he didn't take all of the poison. And so sometimes when like people are taking stuff from you, that's the gift and the freaking curse of being an overly abundant person, is that people will continue to take from you, and until you become aware of it, you don't necessarily stop it or realize it or whatever it is. And so you just keep creating something just for them to snatch it, and that's how it goes until you're like down to your last fucking drop. And that's usually the signal that's like, hey, I'm fucking done. And then you like cut them off, and they're still itching to get that one last drop out of you so that they can take just that last little bit so that you don't reach your god status. And I was just like, wow, that's interesting. So sometimes you do have to go in with the freaking zombies to come out a hero. Because like that was insane to me. And like the boat, this is not gonna motherfucking make any damn sense. My brain is all over the fucking place, and I didn't write it down, so I'm not like being linear about this at all. But like when I saw like the boat too, sometimes like it was about the payment to like cross the river. the payment would, when I was like seeing the ferryman, the payment wasn't monetary. The payment was your story. And so sometimes, like, in order to make it through a transition, you have to tell your story. And that's what gets the boat going, because like the ferryman only travels like back and forth. He doesn't get to necessarily see the world. At least, you know, if you're taking this at like face value, obviously. So I hope this is making sense, but I guess if it's not, then it's probably for me later on anyway. Sometimes, like, these transitionary things are like mandatory. You have to get on the boat, or else you're gonna like fall into the fucking river and you ain't coming back out. And so it's just like, okay, just get in the boat, accept this transition. You need to move. You can't stay here, or the river is just gonna eat you up. And sometimes it's like voluntary. It's like, okay, I'm ready. Like, I kind of feel like I'm done here, so I'm ready to go. But I also kind of like saw like something reaching out and like snatching people from shore and onto the boat. And like when I was seeing it, I was just like seeing like some people were struggling and like some people would like accept it. And sometimes like struggling against the transitions is going to cause you to fall into the freaking river. And you may be able to get out of it if you like complete some kind of task and reach your divinity that way, but at other times you might be too attached to where you're leaving from too much to actually make that full transition. So then you get lost in the current. I hope that's making sense. But yeah, like it's just something that was coming up for me, and I was just like seeing a whole lot of like Hades and this river and the ferryman, and then like Hercules, and I was just like thinking about that fucking movie. Well, yeah, I guess that's it. So yeah, if you made it this motherfucker far, definitely pay attention to like how these transitions are going. And it's okay to be sad about it. It's okay to be sad about endings. It's okay to feel some type of way. It's okay to want to fight it, because that's just in our nature to fight shit sometimes. But like, don't get too lost to where you don't grow anymore. And that's it. That's all. That's the whole thing.